Next guest coming in hot.
Hulking. Look at
Chris
these
Gillette.
triceps.
Wait,
Oh,
you
my
might
goodness.
want a beer. Chris, do you want a beer? Would you like a beer? Oh, no, thank you. No, you wouldn't like a beer.
Are you kidding me?
Chris got that physique by drinking
Look
beer
at
at
this
2:40.
physique, dude. This guy is ripped.
Going on,
See you,
man?
man. It's been a minute. How are you?
Yeah.
Oh, all right, ladies and
What's
gentlemen.
up, man? How you doing?
How you doing, guys?
Yeah,
Good.
sure
Yeah.
you do. Peter.
Hey,
All right. Well, Chris, we talk about Chris a lot on the pod.
We do.
We really do.
I
I feel like I bring him up all the time.
You guys have like
You're
met
always
him
like
and
that
known.
guy that I kind of wish I was more like him.
Yeah.
What you said.
You're that guy for us.
I just
So,
met you and I wish I was like you.
You guys are making me blush, please.
Chris, it's always good to see you, bud.
Yeah, thanks for having me over here,
What's
man.
going on? How's life?
Good. I don't know if you saw I bought 40 acres.
I was going to get into that next.
Yeah.
Whereabouts?
Okay,
That's-
so hold on. Let's
All right.
let's paint a picture here.
Paint a picture, please.
First of all, I know we've told the story on the pod before. Patrick's better at telling it. Explain your first time meeting and seeing Chris.
Well, was that in L.A.?
No, it was at
his place.
at the Everglades outpost.
Yeah,
Yeah, we went to the Everglades outpost to film with Chris.
Yep.
He was cool enough to let Andrew Eucles get in the pool with
Was
with Casper.
never should have done that.
Wait,
that
that's
was
a
funny.
story in itself because I
Yeah.
have no idea what you're. Casper the ghost or?
Casper is a big alligator.
He's a, yeah, the
Oh,
gator.
okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
that's right. You guys
Is
did tell
Casper
the
still?
story.
Okay, hold on,
Yeah.
hold on. Time out. Patrick's
we go.
being modest because he doesn't want to flatter our guests too much. But Patrick's told me the story. He's like, we walked into this place. It's like this crazy jungle-themed thing.
Oh, yeah.
And here's this like 9-foot-tall Adonis standing there with his shirt off with these alligators all by his feet. And he's holding a giant staff, like a wooden staff.
Yeah.
And Patrick's like, where have you taken me? I was like, oh, yeah, it's my buddy Chris. He's like, is he part gorilla?
It's like the opening of a movie.
Yeah.
I like that he's holding a giant staff.
staff.
Yeah, in Forrest's mind, he also had like flowing long hair.
He did at
He
that
had a
time.
trident.
Oh yeah, back in the day.
But no, but we went to the Everglades outpost to film, and it was one of the coolest. I had no idea it existed. I was I was like, how is this not the number one thing? Like you would think people would come here and then maybe go to Disney World. It was so
Right,
cool.
It's so cool. But anyway, Chris, so you worked there for a long time. You
Yeah.
used to do GatorBoys, the TV show, and with Paul. And now, tell us about your recent venture. This is all really exciting.
Yeah. So I've been fortunate enough to work with the Outpost for many years, but it's not my place, and so I just bought my own, and
Nice.
so I got 40 acres, 2 hours from here in kind of the Ocala area.
Okay.
And I'm starting my own sanctuary up there. I just broke ground this week on my first gator pond. So
Congratulations.
Awesome.
yeah, so hoping to have the largest gator sanctuary for nuisance gators. Like Casper is a rescue
Yeah.
nuisance alligator that would have otherwise been shot and killed, and we try to give him a home instead and
Yep.
do all
That's
kinds
great.
of crazy alligator stuff on this property. That's the idea.
You gonna do a big clear pond like what Casper has, where
Yeah.
you can interact with
Yeah,
animals
oh, yeah,
underwater and
absolutely.
stuff?
Yeah.
All right, you know I'm coming over.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Just
that
me.
was me when that time that you were like, yeah, Forrest, you're good, get in there, and I got to play with Casper for an hour. I was still to this day like one of my favorite interactions with a crocodilian I've ever had.
It's so cool. And
It's
like
amazing.
And I've got some ideas to make it even more cool.
I like that a lot. Can you share them or not yet?
I don't want to, just in case anybody tries to steal
Sure.
any
Yeah,
ideas.
Makes
yeah,
sense. Yeah, that's smart. That's smart.
Is
So,
Casper going to come with you to the new place?
No, unfortunately not.
He wishes.
Yeah, I wish I
Yeah.
could, but no, he'll be staying there at the outpost.
How
yeah.
is that like? I mean, how does that feel? Is that like a person that you're not going
I
to see
worked with
as
him
much?
15 years.
Yeah.
So it's
how
going to
long
be
do
sad.
crocodiles live for?
He's
Well,
an
it depends
alligator.
on who you ask.
Alligators.
They have some people claim over 150. Some people
Wow.
claim over 200. But
Yeah.
that's where you believe in anecdotal things.
Sure.
But just because somebody didn't go to university, and does that mean their knowledge is less? You know what I mean?
No,
when you
of
talk
course
to
not.
local
Real
people,
world experience,
there's anecdotal locals who are very respectable and know more about their ecosystem than people across the ocean who think they know better.
Read it all.
Yeah, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Right.
Like you
We
know
talk-
exactly what I'm
we
talking
talk about that a lot.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
We probably
And so
talk
we
about it
we
more
often
than
like
anything.
We talked about it today already.
yeah, people just poo-poo anecdotal evidence
Yeah.
and like local knowledge because it's not university based.
I actually think that pendulum's starting to swing a little bit.
Yeah.
I really do. I think people are starting to have a lot more respect for people that are constantly around their study subjects compared to, I'm the world leading expert, but I've never actually seen one in the wild.
Yeah.
Which is a lot of people, or
Yeah.
at least it used to be. So you sort of, to me, what you've done recently has like embodied the American YouTuber's dream.
Yeah.
Okay? And what I mean by that is you and Gabby, your girlfriend, started your social media channels. They've gone bananas crazy. They're doing super well. You've made enough money off of those to now buy your own giant chunk of land and build your dream sanctuary.
Yeah.
That's like the American YouTuber's dream, is it not?
It really is, yeah.
I think everybody in this building today wishes they could do exactly what you guys have done.
And you can if you purchase my $29.95 tutorial on how to build
It's an
your
audiobook.
social media. No.
How did you get started into this whole world? I mean,
Forrest knows I used to be all photography.
Yeah.
I used to be an underwater photographer.
And amazing
Yeah,
stills
crazy
photography.
stuff.
And I love photography, but all the apps
In fact,
move
you don't
towards
even
video
post it anymore, do you?
because there's no point.
Crazy.
The algorithm just murders it. And like as much as I love photography, like I have barely even taken any photos in the past like 2 years because now everything is video. But
Yeah.
that movement
Yes.
towards video led to monetization.
right.
So
Reels.
although I lament the loss of photography, I am thankful for the gain of monetization through videos.
But so you, when did you get into crocodilians?
I mean, I'm born and raised in Florida. I
Yeah.
grew up catching them, you know.
So
And,
Chris, if I
Catching
may,
'em.
if I may,
like a-
Chris, like when I met Chris back in the day, he had this incredible page of all these unbelievable photographs of bull sharks, hammerheads, tiger sharks, gators, cottonmouths, and that's what he'd do. He'd go into the swamp or go offshore and just take unbelievable stills photography of these animals. And then and you grew up basically doing that, right?
Yeah.
Like when you were a teenager, you'd go run around the swamp and
Yeah.
jump in.
This was your life.
Yeah,
Oh, that was my
essentially.
passion.
I'm
That's
sure
what
he'd
I
harass
lived
stuff he
for.
wasn't supposed to. And
Yeah.
we won't get into all of that. The same shit we all did growing up, which is fine. It's how you learn. It's how you become passionate.
Yeah.
And then how did you pivot that into what it is today? Your page today is like all amazing videos of you and Gabby playing with gators, basically.
Was
Yeah.
it the video that like took it to the next level once you started doing videos with the crocodiles, the alligators?
Yeah. And I mean, again, I just can't emphasize how much I love photography and how sad I am that it's basically dead on social media now.
Yeah.
But video absolutely catches more attention. It catches more eyes. I had a video just a couple months ago. It's the most I've ever had, 220 million views on one video.
shut up.
Crap! What was the video? What is the
220
video?
Me underwater with Casper the Gator, and it's just me doing a voiceover. I thought it was gonna suck. I didn't even think it was gonna be a good video because it's all underwater, and the underwater videos I have to do a voiceover, obviously, because I'm
Right.
holding my breath underwater.
Yeah.
And I'm like, nobody wants to listen to my voiceovers. 220 million views later on that
Wow.
one video.
Where did it hit that on TikTok, YouTube?
So that's just okay. Yeah. So that's just on one of my Facebook pages, 220 million.
That's
just on one of them.
crazy.
And then on the other Facebook page, I think it's got another 40 million. And then so it's actually more than that. I
Nice.
should have done the
How
math.
long is this video?
It's a minute 30, if that.
What's the?
It's just wild that
Yeah.
that many
Oh,
people.
I know. And then look at like viewership on cable networks.
Yeah.
Don't,
Oh, yeah.
don't get me
let's
started.
Let's look at viewership on Animal Planet.
Yeah.
And,
What is Animal Planet? Nobody
None
knows
of us
what that
have
is.
jobs at
Yeah.
this table.
Oh my
so
God!
we
Don't
all
even get
know.
me started. So we're all from a TV background. He's an editor. Pat, as you know, is a producer.
Yeah.
You know, so we're all have. Yeah. It's don't
Yeah,
fucking
it's
don't
not-
even fucking
not,
get me
not
started.
the same.
No.
All right, so you got the 40 acres. Obviously, you got to build the infrastructure, the ponds, the pools, everything
Yeah.
you're going to be doing.
that's where we're at right now. Just
Gotcha.
hemorrhaging money every day. Of
course.
Must be, right?
Bleeding
Because
money.
you probably have a handful of people working there on construction right now. Just you? You're
Just
doing it
you.
all
No, I
yourself?
just got 2 new guys
Okay.
that are helping me out right now. Thank God. But yeah, it's been a nightmare because I'm in the middle of nowhere. It's so
okay.
hard to find help.
Where is it?
It's technically Interlaken. Exactly.
It's in
So-
Switzerland.
Enchilaken?
It's actually I think it's German for land between lakes.
Okay.
And so
Ah.
there's a bunch of little lakes around. So like Laken Lake.
Oh, that makes
Gotcha,
sense.
That makes sense, But it's a little town nobody's ever heard of,
Okay.
But we're putting it on the map.
Yeah, there
Do
you go.
you? So how many animals do you got out there, or are you
Um,
planning
so-
on putting out there?
Well, right now we just have mainly the rescue. So I was running a rescue out of a place I was renting in Deerfield Beach for years and
Gotcha.
whatnot. So just all those rescue animals we brought over. But now that we have the space, we're expanding out. So like right now, my Quadamundi enclosure is almost done. So I got 4 rescue Quadamundis coming in. We got fennec foxes, a bunch of smaller stuff.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Okay, so you
Well,
got
yeah, I rescue all kinds
whole
of-
variety.
Anything that
Yeah.
it's funny because there's a rescue near San Diego. Similar thing, right? They have a ton of fennec foxes there.
Yeah.
What
They're
is
terrible
it people
pets.
get them as pets?
They're terrible
They're
pets.
terrible pets.
Okay.
So-
I mean, look at one. I want one, and I
It
know
looks
they're
like a
terrible
Pokemon.
pets. Yeah, it's unbelievable.
You're like, what is
Yeah.
this thing? It looks
Right.
like a Pokemon. And then you
Right.
get it and it bites your earlobe off.
like
and
a
you're
rabid
like, oh,
animal.
that's a bad idea.
Right.
Yeah.
And so they're like, we got to call somebody. You're like,
Yeah.
How
so
do you
bring 'em in.
How do you do with the fennec foxes? Do you have multiples?
we have 2.
Yeah. So you have 2. Do they like hang out together?
Yeah, they are social.
Okay, so they
thankfully
are
they're
social.
together. But like another one, we have rescue prairie dogs. Same story.
Yeah.
People they're adorable. People get them as a pet.
Better Yeah.
pets?
Choose you up.
No.
So
I feel like that dynamic, that style, like, are they mustelid? They are mustelid, right?
rodent.
Are they rodent?
yeah.
Okay, yeah. But they're probably a little
Nerds.
better to interact with. I
Well,
would
so
think, than a
out of the
fox.
3, one of them is super nice.
Interesting.
So the other 2, like, yeah, I could see why. I could see why they dumped you. You know, I got 2. Well, I mean, I got 2.
My parents feel that way about me.
I got 2 rescue potbelly pigs.
Oh, nice.
And and
you had one, too.
I had 2.
and one of
was
them
a
will
fucking
like
asshole.
legitimately try to kill you.
That's
Yeah.
Like legit. I mean,
Reagan
like
was the
I
worst.
wrestle this thing down, and I'm in tusks, and like it tries to kill me.
Jesus.
And
Like,
the other one could
the
sleep
other
in
one's
your
fine,
bed, right?
Yeah, the other one's super nice, you know. But
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
I know why they dumped you. Like,
Yeah.
thing's a
Well, so
little
at the
murderer.
last place, you had tigers there. Didn't
Right.
you have a tiger there?
At the outpost
At
had a
the
tiger.
outpost.
Yeah,
Outpost
yeah.
had a
But that
tiger.
wasn't my
Sable
forte.
and Sable.
Yeah,
the,
Sable's one that I did
the
raise.
mountain
though.
lion.
Yeah.
You raised her. Yeah.
So let's say someone calls you.
Yeah.
They're like, "Hey, Chris, I made a big mistake. I got this tiger. Can you come get it?"
We are having conversations about how to handle that.
Gotcha.
Because I don't want one.
Right.
I don't
No.
want a tiger. I don't. Honest to God, I don't want to deal with it.
Yeah, you're
I-
Gator King, not Tiger
Yeah,
King.
I don't. Yeah, exactly. I don't want to deal with it. But then when I have 40 acres and I'm like, I have like a responsibility to save as many animals as I can,
That's,
and like
that's
I
what
have
I
that voice.
say, and it's a fucking nightmare.
Yeah,
trust
I
me.
get that voice in my
Yeah.
head where I'm like, I have a responsibility because I have the ability to do this, and I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to.
I'm trying to move incrementally.
Yeah.
So like right now, like we have people try to bring animals to us all the time, and I'm just like, no, like we have to set up what we have and get everything up to where I want it to be
Yeah.
before we can do that stuff.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
have to have
Makes sense.
boundaries so that you can benefit for the animals that are there.
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
I don't know if I told this story on the pod or not. I might have, but literally there was a lady who died on our road. Like you guys know my small little road in my house,
Yeah.
and
Was it
I'd
Oprah?
lived there. Negative. I'd lived there, 15 years, and she had, I don't know how I didn't know this, a toucan in her house. Did I tell the story on the pod?
No.
And somebody
Wow.
called me and go, hey, literally like 9 houses down from you, there's a toucan that needs a home. And I called Chris and I was like, hey, so the last thing in the world I want is a toucan, but there's a situation, blah, blah. And Chris was like, don't get
Really?
a toucan. Yeah.
Why?
Bro.
Worse than a peacock?
If you ever see my videos, or if you read my comments, you'll see people like, "Oh my God, he's so brave with the gators," and somebody will comment below, "Yeah, but you should see him with a toucan, because we have one, and that thing puts me in a corner."
Wow.
Like if it's
Aggressive,
close
huh?
enough to get you, it is faster than your reaction speed.
Got it.
Like so, if
They
it want,
just don't look like
it's
that.
going to get you.
Kellogg's
And,
led
like-
me to believe that they're very friendly.
No, they are
Fruity.
certainly not. And so like I've got they're all soft bills. So I've got 2 hornbills and a toucan, and they have a penchant for removing eyes. And
Oh my
they specifically
God.
go like my buddy.
Have you been hit like around the eyes?
Do you know Justin
Justin?
Igualada?
Oh, I know who he is. Yeah, yeah.
Right here.
Oh, you're kidding.
Bleeding.
Oh,
Like,
my
I mean,
God.
right there,
just
bleeding.
You got to wear goggles.
Oof.
And I mean, Justin works with venomous
Yeah,
crocodile.
he's good.
He's a bad dude,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and he's fast, and it's still right there. And I'm like,
These are some quick twitch too.
Horror,
they are
Yeah.
horror
fast,
movie status
Yeah.
going
You know?
on. here.
So if I had got said toucan from the old lady that died, I'd have an eye patch on our podcast.
Yeah, you would.
Dude, I'm
That'd be
not that
That's some
sweet.
quick.
street cred, though.
Yeah, you look super
Definitely.
cool, bro.
You'd be like the
But he
pe-
can be sweet. I mean, I hold him now, and we're okay now. Like when we first got him, he apparently was kept by some people, like some guys that were mean to him. But he was fine with girls. So like my girlfriend Gabby went in there and was like immediately picked it up and was fine. I was like, oh cool. And I put my hand out, and that thing just grabbed me and almost took my fingernail right off.
I
Like,
mean, and
that's my
rightfully
first
so.
interaction with it.
Guys are horrible.
It's a
We're horrible.
toucan.
So
It's the Fruit Loops bird.
It's the Fruit
It's
Loops
not
bird.
supposed to be taking your
follow
eye
your
out.
That thing's all
nose.
beak, man.
And
That
speaking
thing's-
of the fruit,
beak.
those things just inhale fruit and then just blast it out the other end.
That was the part, honestly. So Chris, hold on, real quick. Chris told me all of this, and I was like, yeah, I could probably live with that. I mean, like, I could figure out the eye stuff. I get it. He'll bite. And then he's like, also, your fruit bill is going to be $1,200 a week, and it's going to shit everywhere. Like, he's like, the
Everywhere.
projectile diarrhea that comes out of a toucan.
Fruit
like,
bill.
They
Well, they're eating all
blasted
fruit,
on the
man.
walls of just blueberry puree.
Yeah.
Like it's
Nice.
just
God on the
So
walls.
I didn't get the toucan.
Dude,
What-
here's,
yeah.
here's what you do, Chris, as an entrepreneur. Set up a bunch of big ass canvases, and you could be like the
There you-
first person making
Actually,
toucan
really
shit
toucan
art.
paintings.
Toucan
Yeah.
paintings.
There you go.
That's
Dude,
actually a really good idea.
You're better
I'm not
than a
kidding.
Jackson Pollock. I would way rather.
I would put that on. That is a conversation starter in your living room.
Yeah.
What is that disgusting blue smudge art?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's toucan shit. Let me tell you a story.
Oh, God.
Guaranteed some just assholes in New York City would buy it for like 15 grand each.
Yeah.
Chris,
Yeah.
you
100%.
should start this.
This is my new marketing campaign.
You should start this. This is a good idea.
Here's what I'm gonna have for the next
It's a
40 acres.
good idea. Yeah.
Chris, we've heard
You could sell
about
one toucan shit painting and buy another 40.
There you
acres.
go.
Yeah.
There you
Chris,
go.
we've heard about your least favorite animals. Who are your favorite animals that you just in life at whether or not you have them? Or not?
I mean, obviously I love the crocodilians. I love the sharks. I mean, that's a big
Yeah.
one. I just did
I feel like you don't do shark stuff as much, at least not
especially
online
since
anymore.
I moved. Well, okay, so yeah, two
Tell me
things.
about that.
Right, so I moved, so I haven't done it much. I just did a night dive with bull sharks last week, so it was a lot
Dude,
of fun.
where
Jupiter
was that?
Ledge?
very aggressive.
Yeah.
Where was that?
Jupiter.
Oh,
Same,
you
same
did.
place we did.
Yeah, the
Jupiter
ledge,
Ledge.
yeah.
Yeah.
Bull sharks are
did
aggressive.
I tell you I hit a 5-minute breath hold?
Good for you, man. That's amazing.
I'm pretty excited about
Yeah,
that.
no
New
kidding.
record. for me.
Congrats, dude. That's
I'm
Forrest
going
insane.
hard the other way. Like I'm just getting fatter and more useless. Like good for you.
Have you ever hit a 5-minute?
A static? Like
Okay.
years ago. Like when I was like 24.
Yeah, he was like Mr. Spearfisherman, man.
Yeah,
for
he
sure.
says. He
I mean,
was,
look at
yeah.
the stature of these two gentlemen.
Dude, no, I've watched what these guys do spearfishing.
Yeah.
You're just like, that's a different species than me. Like,
They're
just calmly
mermen.
No,
laying
bro,
on the
it's
bottom.
all in your mind.
Yeah,
three
it's all in your
minutes?
head.
They're
all in your
mermen.
I gotta
Come on,
weak
guys.
mind.
You guys know
Dude,
you're
good for you
mermen.
though. But yeah, so you're saying so you did recently do a shark dive, but you and Mikey D, rest his soul, were like
Yeah.
my guys. Like I'd call you, I'd call Mike, I'd be like, hey, I'm coming to Florida. Where are the sharks hot? What's going
Yeah.
on? Obviously, Mike has passed on. We all
Yeah.
love Mike, and I feel like you're not doing the shark stuff as much, at least not
So-
publicly.
Right, not publicly, yeah. I don't know why. I don't know if my audience is so like gator oriented, but my shark content would just bomb. And so I just
Interesting.
kind of stopped posting it.
We
you know?
just still post that shit. We don't care.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I'm
The
gonna post
bombs
one-
were like, let's post
But
more
we're
of it.
we're not very good at any of this.
Yeah,
we just
exactly.
post what we
He's just
like.
buff
Yeah.
Well, it just sucks because you kind of get captured by the business aspect of what you've created. You know what I mean?
100%.
And it's like, man, like I want to show what I want to show and not be so captured by like the interest of the audience and like I want to do what I want to do, you know?
Yep.
So I still am like from the night dive we just did. I'm gonna post a video of it. I don't care. It's probably gonna bomb, but I'm gonna do it anyways.
Dude,
So-
diving with
Yeah.
bull sharks? How
ask
does
you-
that bomb?
So the one time
That's
I've
crazy.
seen, I've told this on the podcast, but the one time I've seen Forrest where he was scared to do something that
He loves
this
bringing
time
this up. I
asked
wish
him
I'd
to
never
do.
done this.
Normally he's doing dangerous stuff, and I'm like, please don't do that. I'm going to get sued. Your family. But I asked him
Your
at one
family.
point to go in Jupiter and do this night dive after we
Oh.
had been working with bull sharks all day.
Explain the set. We've been feeding the bulls with Mikey D
Yeah.
all day, right, on the ledge. We'd be crating them
Yeah.
up. Like there was dozens and dozens of bulls around.
Yeah, so
Sunsets.
my understanding is that night diving with bull sharks is a bit dangerous.
Well, especially free diving, and I had no light.
Well, it sounds like Chris is
okay.
doing it for fun.
Ugh, I hate you so much. Okay, let me just explain something here. Let me paint a picture for you. This will be the last thing. Unfortunately, we're running out of time. Tell me if you do this on the Jupiter ledge, baiting them up all day, getting them all revved up. You know, seeing the bull sharks swimming around the crates and stuff, and then the sun goes down. We're still out there, same boat still parked on the ledge, same area, and then Then we need a buoy to go like basically 200 feet from the boat, right after sunset, but nobody has a dive light. And you can't move the boat. So Patrick's like, well, how do we set the buoy out? And I was like, fuck. So I just swam it over there. But this was right after sunset, after the
right
sharks
after
had been
feeding
around
them
all day.
up and
So
getting
Would
them
you do
all-
that?
It's not a good idea, but
Right.
like, yeah, I would do it, yeah, but
I would like it.
You wouldn't like it, though.
yeah, no, I mean, just doing these night dives. So like the one I just did last week, like within the area where the light is like, because we got people up in the top and we got light, you know, like it's not
Yeah.
that bad. But then like to get good shots, I would go on the dark side of the boat away from the lights and I would free dive down and then hold my breath and do a drift into it.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm completely in the dark. Like I got my lights and look
Wild.
behind you and it's just ink.
Black.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ink. You know, and you can't see
Spooky.
anything. And you do that drift in and you're just like,
Different
like
breed.
you
Just
just
for
really
sure,
hope
dude.
there's nothing coming up behind you.
Oh my!
Yeah.
You guys
Because you're
are
also trying to
nuts.
hold your position. You don't want to spook the sharks. So,
Yeah.
like, that's what I mean when I'm drifting in. I mean, he knows, but, like, for you guys, I'm not moving. I'm holding
Right.
my position, and I'm just drifting in.
Just
Yeah.
getting the video.
And so you can't turn around and look behind you,
yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, so that's where it gets,
Creepy.
like, oh.
I have so many
Creepy.
more
Like
questions,
I did-
I know.
unfortunately.
That's the thing about Chris. All day.
Yeah.
All
And
day.
it turns up. Like, I did a night dive in Mexico off Socorro. offshore, and we had the silkies, and they got turned
They're
up.
crazy. They're
They-
crazy. I filmed out there
Bro.
for a Shark Week. They're nuts.
Yeah,
They're nuts.
They got like legitimately predatory on
yeah,
us. Like,
they're
Really?
scary.
Yeah.
And their backs all get arched and their pecs get locked, and you're like, oh,
My
please
friend-
don't kill me.
Well, my friend went to push when it came in. She went to push it, and that thing turned so fast right on the arm, and
Yeah.
just, I mean,
Yeah.
I watched it happen. It was like, oh
Yeah,
my god,
they're
this
scary.
ain't Tiger Beach.
Yikes.
They are
Yeah, no
no,
kidding.
no, dude. Sakaro in the darkness with silkies is as
Yeah.
dangerous as anything gets.
It
I'm
was
telling you.
sketch. And then I had my onboard camera lights on the strobes, and then when I would take a photo, it would turn them off. So it would be like, you can see there's lights, take the photo, bright flash, and then darkness for like maybe 1.5 seconds, and then it's just like, bam, straight into the camera.
And by the way, I just want to point out that's with no bait
crazy.
because there's no
Yeah.
bait in Sakaro. That's
Yeah.
just their behavior there. There's
Yeah.
nothing doing that to them. They're just like
It's pelagic
darkness.
mentality.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's that
crazy.
pelagic mentality,
Dude,
man.
Chris, you're always such a joy to chat
Appreciate
with.
it, man.
Thank you
Chris.
so much for coming
Yeah.
on the show.
Much
It's always a
appreciated.
pleasure.
Thank you,
bro.
Can't wait to come see your new place.
Yeah, you got to come visit, come check it out.
Thanks,
Hell yeah.
buddy.
Thank you,
Thanks for
guys.
jumping on.
Hey, Chris, what's it going to be called?
We're still spitballing names.
Okay.
Yeah, we're still spitballing names, but I don't know. We got a couple ideas. I don't want to say it yet because we're
Okay.
still trying to
All
figure
right,
it out.
all
But
right.
yeah, yeah.
We'll
yeah,
let
yeah.
you guys know when he lets us know.
Thank you,
Well,
brother.
thank you guys.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Chris.
man.
All right.